Welcome back to the Dog Pound. This is a new style of episode we're doing today. We are doing completely conversational. I have some notes with me today, but we're going to keep it free-flowing, get some good conversation going. And this time, I'm not just by myself. I have the new co-host of the Dog Pound, Chris Van Marner.
Hey, woo, 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 woo.
So this month is October, which means there's a lot of things happening this month, Chris.
There's too much. This is a very packed month. We got homecoming coming up. We got the end of the football season coming up. For those that are mildly interested in band, that's Bandtober for us. We have a crap ton of competitions. More so for for Forsyth as a whole, we got the fair, the haunted house.
The haunted house.
You should definitely check that out. If you were, it's gonna come out afterwards. You should have checked it out.
You should have checked out the haunted house. Here's a good piece of advice. The haunted house comes back every October. It lasts longer than the fair. Recommend it. The people that run it are very lovely. It's community run thing here.
And completely nonprofit. All the proceeds go to child cancer research.
So if you want to experience some scares, it's really scary actually. It's a really good house. And you want to do some good for the community, check out the haunt at Forsyth. Wrapping back to it, homecoming this month. It's Vegas themed. Vegas, baby.
Ooh.
What's your favorite thing about Vegas?
I've never actually been to Vegas.
I've never been to Vegas either.
I
like. Have you seen the dome?
Oh, that thing's weird.
Do you think it's weird? I think it's cool.
Well, who was it? You two that performed in it?
Yeah, you too, and they had all the cool visuals. But you can go in there and watch a documentary on how the Earth came to be.
It's definitely cool, and I like it. I just find it's kind of weird.
I think it's cool.
It's cool. It's just a giant dome in the middle of Las Vegas.
You're no fun.
That's what I should have dressed up as for homecoming.
The dome. And then of course the fair is this month. What's your favorite thing about the fair?
Well, I work the haunted house, so I have to say the haunted house. But if we're not going off of that,
no.
Okay. Something I just discovered this year in this tiny little shack. There's this lady and she has apple cider slushy, and it is you get it's $3 and you get a little bit, but it's so good and I love it.
You heard him. Next time you're at the fair, check out the apple cider lady.
Find apple cider lady.
Find apple cider lady. Apparently Chris gives his stamp of approval. Personally, my favorite thing is the Himalayas.
What do we have? We had the Matterhorn this year.
Matterhorn, Himalayas, same thing. And if it goes fast and spins around, I'm gonna enjoy it.
I hate spinning rides. I get motion sick.
No, that's understandable.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite ride?
The Himalayas it's always the favorite.
Which one?
The Himalaya.
You don't like spinny things. You're contradicting yourself, Chris.
No. I don't like straight spinny things. Like if it's just it just spins. So a zero gravity, I can't do.
I love the zero gravity.
Yeah, I throw up.
You can stand up correctly because it's zero gravity.
Well, yeah, but if I move, I have to put my full focus into not hurling.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
No.
Okay. Going back to homecoming, we had a big interview this month. We had Fonda Harrison, who is an alum of Forsyth Central, come in and talk about her homecoming. I think you guys definitely want to hear this. It's so fascinating to hear about homecoming in the past compared to homecoming now. The things that we don't do anymore, I'm a little hurt by. But I think you guys should check it out, and maybe we can get that float thing back.
Don't spoil it.
No spoilers. Okay. So here it is. Ms. Fonda Harrison talking about her homecoming experience. Hello, I'm Nicky.
And I'm Chris, and we are here with
Fonda Harrison, and I graduated from Forsyth County High School in 1984.
And today we're going to be talking about homecoming today and homecoming then.
I want to start off saying it's wonderful to have you here.
Yes.
It's really interesting to see and get kind of an inside look at how the school itself has changed. And I think hopefully we can learn a little bit more about this school and its very long history. Mm-hmm. It's been here forever.
It has been here forever. Let's get started with the questions.
Okay.
So in the month of October is the homecoming football game and the homecoming dance. For us today, the homecoming dance and the homecoming game is a big part. We do kind of build it up. We do have Spirit Week and stuff before it. But I feel like it's almost not that big of a deal as it was. A lot of kids skip out on it. So I just wanted to ask, what was it like when you went to homecoming?
Okay. In some ways, very similar. Mm-hmm. It was a week of excitement, and every day was a special day. Of course, different days than what you have now, but every day was some type of spirit day. And we would dress up for the special days and things like that. But another big thing for us during homecoming week was, and it was really started more than just the homecoming week, we had a big parade, and we would have to decorate our floats. So each class, 9th grade, 10th grade, 11th grade, had a float. And then different clubs had floats, and there was a float competition. And so whoever had a big enough space at their house and had a trailer that could be pulled behind a truck, that's whose house we would meet at to do our homecoming float. And so we would have just crowds of people from our class meet at whichever house volunteered to host us for this event. And the biggest thing that I remember about these floats is you maybe are familiar with the Rose Bowl Parade, and you see all those floats with just covered with flowers. Well, the floats that we would make, we would have to put a skirt around the trailer, the bottom of the trailer, so you wouldn't see the tires and all the things on the float. And we would attach chicken wire. And I don't know if you're familiar with chicken wire, but it's like fencing, and it has small holes in it. And we would take napkins and twirl the end of the napkins and poke it into all those holes so that you had this nice, pretty, like blanket that wrapped the bottom of the float. And that took so much time. So that's really why we kind of started it before the week of homecoming. And then we would have, we would use different kinds of things to make the top of the float. Like we would make goalposts, or we would use trash cans and say we're going to dump our opponents into the trash can, and different kinds of things like that to get ready for the parade. So that was a big thing for our homecomings here at Forsyth County High School. And then we had Homecoming Honeys, which was a competition, and the boys would dress up as girls, and it was kind of like a boy version of the homecoming court. And at that point in time, we just had girls were on the homecoming court, and we didn't really have a king back then. We just had a homecoming queen. But the boys could participate in Homecoming Honeys if they wanted to. And so they would raid their moms' or their sisters' closets and have different types of outfits that they would come, and we would have a competition in the Dome Gym for them for homecoming. So just lots of fun like that we would have each year.
I want a parade.
We don't have that at all. We have they announced the Spirit Week on social media and stuff, and it's just some people participate, some people don't. Yeah. And then they're like, hey, if you want to come to homecoming, you can. We don't have any build up to it at all. Yeah. And I'm like, that's really sad, because the parade sounds really cool.
Yeah, you guys have the perfect campus to be able to do that. When I was here, obviously this was Forsyth County High School, and where we are right now was Otwell Middle School. And so it would be the street connecting the two schools that we would have our parade on. And then, of course, Cumming Elementary was across the street here where the Hill Center is. So it was really an exciting time for all of us. And I was one of those kids, if there was something going on at school, I was going to be there. I was just, involved with all different kinds of things. But, for the most part, we did. It was exciting, and we had our school really participated, in those kind of things.
That's really cool.
I wish we had more participation.
We do. We need more school participation.
Also, it seems kind of lame, though.
No, I think would be really cool if all of us united together and was let's bring back the floats, because that sounds so fun.
Yeah, you guys, I'm sure you have here a collection of all the yearbooks. Like I said, I brought mine. I can share some pictures with you to go back and look at the different homecoming, because it takes up 5 pages or 6 pages in our yearbook. Whoa. Because of all the different activities that we would have during homecoming week that they would put into our yearbook. And it was really exciting to do, teachers probably were like, "Oh gosh, it's homecoming week," but it was an exciting time for us
That
as
sounds
students.
really cool.
For football, we had homecoming for basketball too. I don't know, you guys probably do.
We
that
don't
too.
have homecoming for basketball at all.
It's like it's called something different. It's like I think it's actually just called like homecoming court.
Yeah.
Or like
It wasn't near. We didn't do floats
dome
and
something.
that kind of thing because
yeah.
it's like a different season. It's cold outside during basketball and that kind of thing. So it wasn't as big a build up as football is. But
So we're talking about the build up. How was the actual game for the years you went?
well, kind of like now, we never had a really good football team.
We're gonna
I
have to
know.
be careful with that one.
We love our
maybe
football
you have a
team.
great football. I know.
We love our team.
We always had spirit for our team, but we had some rough years there for sure. And as I was looking back in the yearbook, one of the years, I can't remember which year it was, and it had pictures of it, and of course it shows the scoreboard. And it was, I think we were playing Parkview, which is a high school in Gwinnett County, and it has in big letters, "We tried," and then it goes down to smaller letters, "We tried."
Oh no.
And then even smaller letters, "We tried." I think we lost 24-7 or something like that. But anyway, the game was just one of the activities that was a part of homecoming week. Obviously, it's kind of what spears the idea of homecoming week, but there were so many other activities that went along with it. It was exciting. And one thing that was very different, of course, we would always, everybody would dress up and that kind of thing. Not as dressy as it is now, but we would wear like we would call Sunday clothes for our homecomings. But it would always be the dance would be the night of the game. So all the girls who had dates that were football players, we would just hang around the stadium waiting for our dates to shower and cool down so they're not quite so sweaty even after a shower, and put their suits and stuff on and go to the dance. So our dances really didn't start until like 8:30 or 9 o'clock because they were always after the football game. And another thing for us, whenever we would have a dance, we always had a live band. Always had a live band. If we didn't have a live band, like a DJ, nobody would come. So it was kind of just the thing that it was always a live band. And there would be, I'm going to use the word conference, but that's probably not the right word, that our high school sponsor teachers would go to these conferences to listen to different live bands perform, to find bands that could come and play at our different dance events that we would have here at school.
I'm so jealous.
So why don't we get a live band?
We don't get, even for prom, there's no live band. It's a DJ.
Yeah.
And I love the DJs, but sometimes I'm like, oh, I wish I had just like a good live band.
Oh yeah, it was exciting. And there were always people. They were local bands for the most part. Some of them. One of our teachers actually was in one of the bands that was the one that we all liked the best. It was called the Estes Brothers Band. And one of our teachers, Stan Estes, he was the DECA teacher. And it was kind of his band. And they were the best band. It was exciting.
That sounds lovely.
We need to get like Wilted Cabbage to perform for us.
Wilted Cabbage, Bohemian Mayday. There's a whole bunch of local bands here that's still like, the music scene here is still like there.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of music like just in the school. But no, we've never had a live band.
Yeah.
Not in my high school years.
Yeah, no one.
It's exciting.
Yeah, that does sound amazing.
So, kind of transitioning gears here from homecoming.
Okay.
Just to like general school stuff. You're in the Alumni Association, so you've seen the school evolve a little bit. What are some like most notable changes you've seen come around the school? What are just some?
Well, obviously, the offerings that you all have now are so amazing. Opportunities for students and things like that. Obviously, that is exciting for me as a product of Forsyth County schools and on the Alumni Association here. To be able to see all the different opportunities, career tech opportunities that you have in school now. We had some opportunities when we were in school, but they weren't near as broad or as exciting as the opportunities that you have. So that's something that I'm really excited about. And schools trying to be really inclusive of all their students that they have, and that kind of thing is very exciting to me. When I was a student here, obviously, we had about 400 students in my graduating class. And at that point, of course, we were the only high school in Forsyth County, and so all the students came here to Forsyth County. So we had about 1,100, 1,200 students total here at Forsyth County High School when I was here. But that to me has been the biggest changes, the offerings that you have for students. And so it's really, to me, as an adult looking at it, how could there not be some avenue for every student at the school? Like, you got all the different academic opportunities for those students that are really the academic type students, and then you've got career tech opportunities for students, and then all the other support systems that teachers are working really hard to put in place for students to meet all their needs. That's exciting for me as an alumni. There's always going to be, unfortunately, those students that slip through the cracks, and there's going to be some needs that aren't met. But I think that schools are really doing a better job with that now than ever before.
Yeah, I think it's some, like, we got handed to us in this school, or something that it's underappreciated, I think, by a lot of students, is like the College and Career Center, for example. It's like, we're like, what, one of the only schools to have one?
Yeah. It's nice. I talked to some of my friends, because I've moved around a lot, that don't live in, like, don't go here. And it's an interesting thing is because I have all these opportunities, even with film, like that's not anywhere else.
Right.
Our films, our humanities, our STEMs. We have a great art pathway. We have cooking, things like that. I'm like, these are
cosmetology.
Yeah.
You can get your license and graduate. And I'm like, that's amazing, because you can just immediately go into the career path.
Right.
And I'm like, that's a thing that I feel like we take for granted a bit, is our school really does offer so much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is exciting.
Yeah, I don't know. It's fun and cool to see, like, how Central's, like, come from. We've traded off a lot. It sounds like over the years, like in past years, it seemed we had a lot more, I guess, fun opportunities to play around, make floats. Still jealous about that.
I'm so jealous.
But now I think we've toned back, which is mildly upsetting. But we definitely have a lot more.
Something that does not change, though, is I just think it's really cool to go here. I think it was really cool to go in the 90s, and I think it's really cool to go now. Like, I don't ever really feel, like, ashamed about going to Forsyth Central High School. This has been a really good high school, and I am really glad to go here, than anywhere else.
Yeah. I mean, I am a native of Forsyth County, obviously, and I've had 3 generations of my family that have gone through it. My dad was a graduate in 1961 of Forsyth County High School. I was a graduate in 1984, and then both of my children actually graduated in 2011 and 2015 from Forsyth Central High School. And I worked for the school system and could have had my children, as a school system employee, attend any school in Forsyth County, because that's a perk of being a county employee. But I would have chosen no other school than Forsyth Central High School for my children to go to. I think it's just a great blend of students and abilities and offerings. And, I think I love Forsyth Central.
Kind of just want to round this off.
All right.
A question we're going to ask everyone this week.
Okay.
It's a running theme through the podcast. Since it's October, our essential question is, what's your favorite thing about fall?
Favorite thing about fall? Cooler weather.
Yes.
Cooler weather.
It's finally sweater weather.
Yes. 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 I'm excited about that. I actually took my mother-in-law 2 weeks ago, I guess. We went up to Blue Ridge. And so I love the leaves. Looking at the colors of the leaves. I do not like all the leaves that are currently in my yard. I love this time of year with the cooler weather, getting ready for the holidays, which for me is all about family. So I'm excited about holidays coming around. But the cool weather, that's at the top of my list.
Cool weather, nice cup of coffee. Thank you so much for coming on this episode. It's been really cool to actually hear a lot about, like, the things that we used to do at Forsyth Central High School. And it's just been an amazing pleasure to have you on.
Thank you. I've enjoyed it.
Thank you for coming.
I appreciate you asking. Yep,
Okay.
excited.
It was a really good interview.
That was, and I am so just, like, intrigued by how much we had, like, in the past.
I know. I'm jealous about the floats.
Yes, those floats, man. Like, I wish we had something that cool.
We need to bring that back. Dr. Lowe, bring back the floats.
And the live bands.
And the live bands. There's so many good live musicians here. I mean, we shouted out Bohemian Mayday and We'll Take Cabbage. Go listen to them on Spotify.
They'd be willing to come by.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Let's talk about next month. The next month is November. There's a big major event going on. It is Dress for Success next month, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it is.
So the Thriftaganza will also be happening. So make sure you start looking through your closets and finding some of those old unused coats that you want to give on to the next person. That's happening next month. Let me check my notes. Sorry, I'm a terrible podcaster.
Shame.
It's Apply to College Day. That's really important for us seniors.
I am banking on Apply to College Day. I have not started.
You have not started your application?
I haven't opened or logged into Common App.
And that's why Apply to College Day will be really beneficial for you, because there's going to be a lot of people there that are willing to help you apply to college. Do you have any place? Do you know where you're going to go?
Yes.
Where would you like to go?
UGA.
University of Georgia. No. What is it?
Yeah,
University of Georgia? Yeah. I'm not going to UGA. I'm applying to Georgia State, Oglethorpe, and Kennesaw. Maybe UNG too.
I'm definitely going to apply to Kennesaw and Georgia State, because
Kennesaw is a beautiful campus.
It is so nice.
And you can learn more about this at Apply to College Day, where there will be college representatives and a whole bunch of teachers there to help you apply to college.
We are amazing at transitions.
We are. Speaking of transitions, Thanksgiving.
Woo!
Turkey.
Turkey.
Stuffing.
Ham.
Cranberry
baby.
sauce.
Ew.
Do you have mac and cheese on Thanksgiving?
Sometimes. My mom makes like a killer, like, she loves Brussels sprouts that she caramelizes with it's not caramel, she like caramelizes with some, and then she adds like bacon bits. But not like actual bacon bits, like she cuts up bacon that she makes.
We can't spoil Thanksgiving. We'll talk about our Thanksgiving meals and preparations next month on the November podcast. Stick around for next month, where we'll be talking about Thanksgiving, and we'll have special interviews next month for November. This episode has been a different one, most definitely. A lot more conversational.
And definitely a lot longer. But, I don't mind it, because October is such like a big month here at the CS. We got so much going on with football, homecoming, band.
It's just a big thing for Forsyth County. The haunt, the fair.
Such like a fun month.
It is such a fun month.
Cold weather,
sweater weather coming back.
Nicky,
Halloween.
What is your favorite part of fall?
Well, I'm glad you asked me, Chris. My favorite thing about fall is definitely the spooky season. I'm a spooky queen. I love spooky things. The horror movies. I'm very excited, but when we're recording this, the Five Nights at Freddy's movie has not come out yet. I'm seeing it tonight. Hopefully it's good. I'm a longtime fan of Five Nights at Freddy's. I'm seeing another horror movie tomorrow in theaters.
Single-handedly just dropped our viewership right there.
What?
You a nerd. You a nerd for that one. 12.
I'm not 12 years old. Yes, I am undeniably a nerd. This isn't my most nerdy thing. I could talk about Dungeons and Dragons.
Anyway.
The Magic the Gathering Club meets on Wednesdays in the library.
Speaking of spooky season.
Spooky season is my favorite thing. Chris, what's your favorite thing about fall?
Cold weather. I hate warm weather. It sucks. I like pants and sweaters and coats, and being able to finally wear my so comfy and majorly expensive Letterman that I'm not going to wear after high school.
Oh, I'd wear that everywhere.
I don't want to look tacky. I don't want to look like I peaked in high school.
But,
no.
But I do enjoy bringing out my leather jackets and my boots. Love those. No, that one out. I can't. I'm not going to follow that one up. Anyway, this has been the October episode of the podcast.
What a fun one.
Reach out. Tell us what your favorite things about fall are. It's a fun month.
Yeah.
Have a good rest of October. Have a good November. And we'll see you next month.
And have a great
Bulldog Day.
Ruff!
This show was brought possible by Central Studios. Show producer Jason Hanline. Show host Nikki Melendez and Chris Van Martyr. Show editor Luca Booker. Special thanks to Mr. Woodall and Fonda Harrison.